Hello, I'm Darrell Smith, CEO of 99 Eats, here at 71 at Beyond. And today we're making PepperJack mac with this secret ingredient, PepperJack cheese. And so right now I have a vat of water boiling. And to that I'm gonna add some kosher salt. And then we get a little bit of olive oil. You put this on there so that your macaroni or whatever noodle you use doesn't stick together. Now we're gonna get our little mixture together that we're gonna pour over top of our baked mac and cheese, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take about 2 cups of milk. Whole milk is what I use, that's my personal preference, but if you got a 2%, 1%, whatever. To that, we're gonna add 2 eggs. If you're making it for one, just half the ingredients. Next, we just whisk that up. Into this, we're gonna add our evaporated milk. 1 can of that. Next, get our pasta boiling, all right? And with this, since we're gonna bake it, you don't have to cook your pasta all the way. Just leave it in there, I'll say about 2 to 3 minutes, maybe 4. So next we'll go to the cheese while our pasta is in here being great. Today we use a lot of cheese, all right? You don't have to use this many, but since it's called PepperJack, I kind of want that to be the star of the show. But along with the PepperJack cheese, we got some mozzarella cheese, we have our mild cheddar, we have parmesan, which also acts as like a binder. So the parmesan is like a drier cheese, so that'll bring the milk and all of those things together to create that creaminess that we like. We got our extra sharp cheddar. We got some Monterey Jack cheese as well. As far as the PepperJack, some people might find it a little overpowering. And so what I suggest is, if you're not a fan of biting into the PepperJack, just grate it. So you can grate about a cup of PepperJack cheese and that should be about all right. So these noodles, you'll know the noodles are done when you can squeeze them slightly and the outside isn't too hard. And we're gonna get our vessel ready for our macaroni and cheese, okay? Today I'm gonna use a Dutch oven. I'm a fan of the Dutch oven because I'm a huge fan of crispy edges. You're just gonna take this butter and wipe it all around your pan, all right? And what this is going to do, it's going to crisp up those edges, those nice, brown, beautiful edges for our macaroni and cheese. Boom, look at that. And just check on our noodles. All right, those are done. We're going to drain our pasta, all right? Just add that right back to your pot. So what we're going to do to this, we're going to add a stick of butter. And what this is going to do is going to coat the noodles as well as just make that cheese nice and ooey gooey and stick to the noodles. Next, we're going to add our cheeses. In our pan, add half of our cheese. And before that, we're actually going to add a little bit of sour cream to our mix. And the sour cream is just going to add like this crazy tang to it that you just can't get with anything else. Next thing, fresh cracked black pepper. That's looking good. And now we're just gonna add our cheese. PepperJack, add that in. Parmesan, like I said, add a good amount of that. And we're just building this up. The cool thing is the noodles are still warm, so you'll start to see the cheese actually melt as you mix it in. All right, next. What we're gonna do is we're gonna add this noodles to our pot, and we're gonna layer it. So on the bottom layer, we'll put about a quarter of our noodles, about that much. And we're gonna add a layer of cheese, all right? Got that layer. Next, add another layer. Just like that. There we go. Another layer of cheese. Next, another layer of noodles, and this will be our last layer of noodles. And we're just gonna top that layer, the top layer with our last thing of cheese. Push that in, push that down. And now we're gonna pour our liquid. So the liquid's job is to make it nice and creamy. And this is just in replacement of the cream sauce. Before we put it in the oven, we're gonna sprinkle the top with some smoked paprika, all right? Because I like color. on my macaroni and cheese. Put it on our top. We're gonna put it in the oven. And that's what it's gonna look like when it's done. Still bubbly. We're gonna save this for later. Cheers.